This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is RicketyGames. I'm Sydney and today we are here with the infamous Doki Doki Literature Club. I thought this would be the perfect game for our little Valentine's Day and have some amazing and dates with Monika and her gang. I'm sure all of you know Doki Doki Literature Club by now since it is kind of an old game at this point, but if you don't know Doki Doki Literature Club, you are in a treat. Honestly, the less you know about this game, the better, or if you already know about it, let's just get to it because we've got some chatting to get to. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Haha! I overslept again! But I caught you this time! Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Ah, you say that like you were thinking about ignoring me! That's mean, Rickety! Sorry, bitch. Oh. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them thinking we're a couple or something. I'm kind of a dick. I forgot how much of a dick we are. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Rickety, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining in clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going about. Damn, I'm a shitty friend! Oh! Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Alright, Mom. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Woohoo! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Fuck. More than that, I'm surprised to even let myself relent to her. I feel like my inner monologue and there's a disconnect going on. I guess I'm seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. Oh, we're in class. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things and stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting there and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of the Literature Club. Roll credits. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest in the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Oh, come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday that I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's cunning to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? I mean, she's either an airhead or she's that cunning because we keep giving in to her, right? Like, we keep going like, I'm not gonna do this, but then we do. So she kind of knows that she can get her way with us. Cupcake for me. Yay! Let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Cupcakes are good. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs in a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. It also got, like, deathly quiet. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone! The new member is here! I told you don't call me new member. I glance around the room. Girl number 1. Welcome to Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always has nice things to say about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Rickety, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, and then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. This is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika. Is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Rickety. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other, but, well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in our class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, Rickety. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a circle. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wow! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika, and I follow. It's delicious! Sayori walks with her mouth full, and already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor, and I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Well, why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said... Well, maybe! But not for you. You, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri is just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, and then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seems really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm really surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Well, I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting in all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard and convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow in this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have really worked hard to find these three. And maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Rickety, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. That level of creativity and craftsmanship beyond them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of her books, not people. But you know, I like lots of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, even if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over from me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind in the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine. Yeah, your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are, Sayori says. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, sometimes, I guess. Why do you care? I just think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough sharing hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I've always wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it, says Sayori. Plus, now that we have a new member, it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, you guys? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Oh, hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I come bluntly forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... Rickety? You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. I'm defenseless! How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me there for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone! I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting, and we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel an anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Rickety, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to go closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Time to write a poem! Pick the words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Explode! Massacre! Shopping, vacation, after image, imagination, scars, mouse, defeat, anxiety. Do they move? Does each one move depending on the word? Massacre. Explode. Cheeks. Entropy. Bouncy. Hurt. Loud. Hair. Fantasy. Sensation. Embrace. Cage. We went with explode. We can go with the alliteration and say embrace. Sayori apparently likes that one. Breathe. Together. Boop. Dream. Sparkle. Flower. Peaceful. Disown. Summer. Extreme. And keep going with the E's. Explode. Extreme. Or we can go with boop. Breathe. Together. Maybe. Let's go with the alliteration. Extreme. Nightgown. Sweet. Warm. Lazy. Comfort. Captive. Vivacious. Landscape. Poof. Kitty. Meow. Alright, I got no alliteration to go for, so no E's for me. Vivacious is quite the word. Going with our theme though, I feel like captive or sweet? Should we be daring or cute? Should we reel it back in and be cute? We know that Natsuki likes kitties. Let's go with sweet. Sayori apparently likes that. Barking up her tree. Bliss, sadness, atone, puppy, portrait, socks, treasure, hopeless, sunset, pure. We went with sweet. We can go with bliss. Kind of matches. Hopeless and sadness. We're changing the tone a bit. Sunset. Let's go with the feelings. Let's go with bliss. Shiny, vibrant, cute, kawaii, which also means cute, dance, vanilla, disoriented, cry, vivid, fear. We're getting a little darker as we go. Shiny kind of goes with the alliteration we were building with the S's. It's not really a feeling, right? We were going for the feelings. Kawaii, vibrant, vivid, kind of going, getting a little, you know. Cute goes with sweet for sure. And bliss. Maybe let's spice it up a little bit. Let's go vivid. Heartbeat, clumsy, smile, climax, tears, alone, giggle, anger, whisper, adventure. I feel like these in this sequence is telling us something. Heartbeat. So we went with vivid last time. So let's take it down a notch and go whisper. Infallible, candy, daydream, forgive, happiness, horror, whistle, disarray, unstable, rose. Part of me is just like, let's just go horror. You know what I mean? But trying to be nice. Infallible just doesn't fit. Let's go with... We went with whisper. So maybe rose? I don't know what that has to do, but I was kind of feeling like romance, you know? Wonderful, nature, color, contamination. Shame, empty, precious, effulgent, journey, tragedy. I feel like we're getting a little darker over here. Let's try to keep it nice with precious. Skipping, rainbow, holiday, philosophy, fickle, love, lust, cheer, romance, despise. We went from love, lust, cheer, romance, despise. These don't really match for me. Despise, no. Fickle, no. So I feel like one of these four. Let's try to keep up the romance vibe, yeah? Cheer, love, lust, romance? Sayori! I keep picking Sayori up, evidently. Hope, laugh, amazing, waterfall, disaster, flee, bubbles, secretive, pink, silly. We're getting... They keep sneaking in these weird ones here. Secretive. Melancholy, passion, pleasure, uncanny. Clouds, marriage, variance, ocean, lipstick, grief. Passion. Music, childhood, twirl, universe, bed, unrestrained, lollipop, time, swimsuit, intellectual. None of these match at all. They're not even in the vibe of like romance and cute and stuff. Let's go with intellectual. I think that was Yuri. Marshmallow, blanket, extraordinary, depression, dazzle, fireworks, chocolate, starscape, incongruent, papa. Resist. Extraordinary or dazzle. Both of these are kind of fun. Don't match anything so far, but you know, let's go with dazzle. Razzle dazzle. Rain cloud, lucky, headphones, beauty, excitement, ribbon, infinite, vitality, strawberry, hop. Alright, beauty, charm, meager, determination, crimson, awesome, fester, desire, email, whirlwind, dark. I think we need to get that darkness in there. His eyes darkened. Sunny, uncontrollable, kiss, death, existence, play, vertigo, prayer, wrath, suicide. We got really dark with this page. It's like kiss death. We're getting existential over here. Let's go with play. Special. Sticky. Promise. Peace. Broken. Fireflies. Feather. Milk. Calm. Tenacious. I love that word. We're going with tenacious. Graveyard. Alright, Astarion, hold down. Heaven sent. Eternity. Melody. Fluffy. Party. Question. Jumpy. Agonizing. Skirt. Let's get a little weird. Let's go with eternity. Unending. Pain. Memories. Sugar. Joy. Family. Ambient. Bunny. Nibble. Essence. I wonder if some of this is like hints. I'm gonna do my best to not spoil anything, but if you know the ending of this game, you know what's about to happen with things. I wonder if things like this is a hint of what's to come. I mean, it's definitely dropping kind of foreshadowing things are not quite as they seem, but I wonder if this is kind of a mental or subconscious way of trying to explain what's going on inside the minds of some of these characters. I know this is our poem right now, but we fit into the Literature Club for a reason, so kind of interesting. Memories. We did it! Select all the words. Hi again, Rickety. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Rickety. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, you guys! Rickety always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without even me asking. Like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. I'm such a dick! And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Rickety can become good friends too. Sayori. Huh? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori! Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you was a pleasant surprise. I'm really working it in there. It'll make me happy, no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, and I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you want to. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Thank you! I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. I'm sorry, it's so fucking cheesy. I hate this shit like normally. Oh, yes, baby. I'll take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man, it looks like no one wanted to be bothered today. I slumped down to the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature-related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monika. We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Huh. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's like a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come in, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? I guess we could... Cupcakes! Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right! Natsuki makes the best cupcakes! That works out perfectly! That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy! Cupcakes it is, then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Ugh. I opened my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I'm nearly fall out of my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't a napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know? You'll need to get used to it. Don't say that out loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monika heard. It's true, though. Yeah. I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. Yeah. It's what I do best. That's a problem. I admire her, but also just outwardly fucking hate her. Like this poor girl. It's a good thing she's so cheery. I'm such a dick. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Sayori glances around herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. And look, your hair is sticking out all around there. Bruh, if you want to get laid, this is not the way to do it. You look fucked up and shitty, and you're just fucking things up all the time. What's wrong with you? Don't do that. Just don't do that. Encourage people. Help them out. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair is just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. It's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't even straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right there. Rah! I tried to wipe off the stain with my finger. But nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. No one's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. But I do! So, get your shit together, bitch! Fortunately, I don't really care about that. Hey, you meanie! And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori, why don't you think you have a boyfriend yet? That's so fucking mean! God damn! Get your shit together, Rickety! That's super mean! Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Oh, it's like a Hallmark movie. Hey, push you around, no means yes, let me yank you by your clothes and be seductive and shit, and it's so bad. Oh, okay. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Let me just manhandle you and fuck you up, lady. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things. Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. I act like a 12-year-old fucking boy. I hate it. It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? It's probably because she got boobs, bro! I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Oh, I'm dying of secondhand embarrassment. Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so, why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer button up like that? But it's so stuffy. Oh, I don't know if I can do this, you guys. It's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Phew. That's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying, like, that's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. She's like, do it again, baby. Ah! Stop saying all these embarrassing things. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Also, I'm the one who just like manhandled her shirt and was like shoving her boobs in her jacket, and I don't think that's embarrassing. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Anyway, just try to focus on waking up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine, fine. It's a deal. Yeah. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. But I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Like, literally the entire classroom is just watching us do this, I'm sure. Monika suddenly calls out, Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same, myself. Oh boy. Who should I show my poem to first? Since we had this whole embarrassing moment with Sayori, it kind of feels like we're barking up her tree. Definitely not Natsuki. We kind of have chemistry with Yuri, and we want Monika, but we're a little bit too chicken shit to go for it, so Sayori it is! I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend, after all. Good friend. Oh my goodness! This is so good, Rickety! I love it! I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little bit more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's? Are you sure you don't just like it because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Rickety poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're really weird, Sayori. I'm just really happy that you wrote one. It really reminds me of how you're a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Yeah, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people? That's something that only really good people can do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Oh, gotta read. Alright. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Me too, I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean! I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or, how should I put it? It sounds just like you. We got no game at all. Really? Yeah. Especially, like, the last line. I made eggs and toast! Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast and get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for, showing me. This was so much fun! Monika's the best! Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Oh, we're going down the line. Let's go to Yuri. She seems more interesting. Hey. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh! Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why did you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad, huh? No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I didn't really notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something that you can be blamed for. There's just so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. And not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it comes with practice and learning by example, trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Yes, please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing the air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Very nice. Yuri? I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But you took a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is very pretty. Eh? That's a relief. I also like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little bit more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Huh? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance it over, after all. Remember that poets often express their own thoughts and feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only symbolically being compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of her past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Alright, let's get to Natsuki and then Monika last. She's gonna be a crab apple. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Honestly, we kind of deserve it. We're this blunt with Sayori, so like we're kind of that person that you dole it out but you can't take it in, you know? Ugh. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically it's not cute enough for your taste? Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. The fact that we answered that literally. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Simple, easy. She likes animals, clearly, a lot. She bakes cupcakes like cats and everything's kind of cutesy, you know? Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you convinced that I won't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Look at us learning. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Why can't you do that for Sayori? You're just tearing her down anyway. Who should I show my show? Monika is next. Hi. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. That's true. I hand Monika my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sort of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are really different. We're pretty similar, to be honest. Huh. Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care for each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? Aha! I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has a gentle kind of feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy could enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. That's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Whew! I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little bit more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can it be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you always have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out as nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Rickety did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Rickety liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Rickety appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? They're all just falling down. No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Rickety started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, you guys! Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they noticed I was standing there. Rickety! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true! She started it! If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Rickety. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Rickety? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I rue with, they'll probably think more highly of me. This is not the way to get in here. Help me, Sayori! Natsuki or Yuri? Personally, I go towards the more complex things. I've always loved more complex wording and rhyming schemes, things like that. So personally, my style leans towards Yuri. I'm also a much more introspective person. But I appreciate what Natsuki is trying to bring to the table, which is kind of more straightforward, kind of simplistic, right? And both styles are very good. I feel like choosing between them was a little rough at the moment, because they're obviously speaking a lot more than the poems. Help me! Natsuki. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Yeah. Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Rickety. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. Why did it get so quiet? I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, so unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what stuck-up jerk she is, she would never. It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you even listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki? Yuri? You guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because, well... Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monika stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president. I whisper to Monika. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing for me. Nah, it's not like I blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes... Damn, dude, come on, give her a little bit. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see herself get hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monika smiles very sweetly, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little bit more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun! Well, I would say it was worth it. It was alright, mostly. How about you? I'd say the same. It was neat to talk about it with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those who I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Rickety! Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It has truly been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Yeah. Sayori... About what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. It's not really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. You know, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is really what makes me happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is gonna be so much fun! It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Oh, I'm just thinking with my boner. We'll all just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I say that more to myself than to her, because it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Oh, the power of boners is strong with this one. It's kind of crazy because it definitely feels very like Hallmark Channel kind of, you know, like the main character and their like best friend, they're like never get together, but she secretly likes him and he doesn't know, and he's after somebody else, but after all, he's after this girl after all, like the one he's closest to him after all, you know what I mean? It's more poems. Whisper, bliss, precious, blanket, special, melody, death, lazy, pain, comfort. Let's choose words we didn't choose before. Let's go with special, entropy, infinite, dream, smile, twirl, wrath, jumpy, alone, portrait, anger. Let's go with dream. We have to pick 20 words. Okay. Headphones, lipstick, happiness, rainbow, together, aura, games, jump, disown, hop. Did we do together already? Let's do happiness. We haven't done that. Try to be happy. Depression, peace, amazing, judgment, pink, wonderful, giggle, hair, poof, essence. Essence. Uncanny, love, heart, pout, melancholy, hope, fear, embrace, fluffy, determination. I think we did these two before. Let's go with hope. Because I have hope. Vivacious, swimsuit, flower, waterfall, tenacious, lollipop, heartbeat, treasure, Sunset dance. Did I do vivacious before? I don't remember. I know I did tenacious. I think we did. Heartbeat. Shiny. Climax. That's all we're thinking about in this game. Defeat. Effulgent. Pure. Bed. Question. Email. Nightgown. Parfait. That's very Sayori. Throw in some snacks. You know what? Let's do it. Just for her. Secretive. Marriage. Scars. Destiny. Strawberry. Philosophy. Marshmallow. Spinning. Dark. Hopeless. Let's throw everyone for a loop. Hopeless. We got hope and hopeless. Alright. Unrequited. Party. Candy. Disarray. Clumsy. Electricity. Contamination. Childhood. Color. Unstable. Unrequited. It's a very romance novel. Bubbles. Warm. Summer. Rose. Graveyard. Whistle. Analysis. Pleasure. Daydream. Ocean. Graveyard. We're going dark with this round. We're getting introspective. Playground. Valentine. Oh, we gotta do that one. I don't even want to read the rest of them. Fun. Passion. Adventure. Unending. Shopping. Uncontrollable. Time. Joy. Laughter. Silly. Unending. Sticky. Chocolate. Sadness. Bouncy. Romance. Excitement. Sing. Cry. Disaster. Fireworks. Sadness. Ribbon. Feather. Beauty. Dazzle. Misfortune. Flying. Agonizing. Vibrant. Vertigo. Puppy. Agonizing. We're getting Yuri's more into this one now. Lucky. Hurt. Milk. Doki Doki. Hey, I almost feel like we gotta do that one. Raindrops. Tragedy. Whirlwind. Sweet. Sugar. Awesome. Doki Doki! Rain cloud. Vacation. Universe. Peaceful. Family. Massacre. Nature. Holiday. Sparkle. Atone. Let's go with sparkle. Horror. Disoriented. After image. Fireflies. Unrestrained. Suicide. Sunny. Flee. Prayer. Empty. Let's go with horror. Meager. Ambient. Existence. Landscape. Inferno. Mouse. Infallible. Friends. Variance. Starscape. Let's go with Inferno. Why not? Skipping. Fickle. Heaven sent. Fester. Misery. Papa. Eternity. Lust. Memories. Vitality. What'd I pick? Tears. Skirt. Socks. Incapable. Crimson. Forgive. Promise. Shame. Loud. Kiss. Oh. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little bit more comfortable over here for the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hey, Rickety! Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Eh? Why that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets the contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? Simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have brought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money and so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. So that only leaves one option. Ah! I give up! Don't make me feel guilty! If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice she was listening in. Her face is in her books, as always. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri! Tell Rickety to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Damn. Did I just... I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed in my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You're right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the retribution. That! Still coming from you, Sayori? I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Did we just fucking smack her? Yeah! Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow! What was... a cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Pah! Cookie to the face! Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? Is it because I paid my restitution? Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. But it was totally worth seeing her reaction, though. Natsuki? That's so nice of you. This girl is infallible. You cannot disappoint her. I'm so happy. I mean, that should be our first tip, honestly, that nothing can hurt her. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly clasped her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off her. Oh. No, Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Sayori... Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the club room. Where's Monika anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. It's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly, the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monika chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. For fuck's sake. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monika quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period was study hall. To be honest, I just kind of lost track of time. That makes no sense at all, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it, since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika. I don't really. I just kind of started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool! You should play something for us, Monika. Monika looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? Nutcase. I won't let you down. Monika smiles sweetly. This pose right here. Ugh. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently. I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Rickety! Rickety! Sayori suddenly comes up to me. I'm gonna go get some supplies from another classroom. Wanna come with me? Supplies? What for? Well, you know how the festival is coming up? Me and Monika were gonna make some posters and stuff. So I need to go find some crayons and markers and glue sticks. I see. Sure, I'll go with you. Yay! Okay, Monika, we'll be back soon. Are you going with Rickety to get some supplies? There's no need to trouble yourself. I'd be happy to go with him. Oh, but I wanted to go. It's so much fun exploring the empty classrooms and stuff. Alright, okay. It was just a suggestion. See if you can find a poster paper too, okay? Okay! Ready? Yeah, let's go. Sayori and I exit the club room. I follow behind as Sayori hums and skips around the hallway. Honestly, it feels like I'm taking a kid to a mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Hey, Sayori, what exactly are we doing for the festival anyway? I'm not sure how you could make an event out of literature. Me and Monika have it all planned out. Don't you worry. Is that so? Yep. We're gonna do a proper poetry performance. A performance? Of what kind? Well, everyone is gonna take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems. That sounds kinda dull. Rickety! You're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems, it's about performing them. Like you say in the lines of the poems, like, between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now, when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland. Like that! Sayori, how do I put this? I'm sure it's just me, but it's impossible for me to take you seriously when you talk like that. Dude! You meanie. I'm working super hard on this, you know? I know. I just meant it's pretty unordinary contrast to your cute self. Don't say that, it's embarrassing. But I guess that means I'm doing a good job. I guess so. I'm so excited! The festival's gonna be so much fun. Sayori spins herself around the hallway again. Hey, this classroom over here is empty. Let's begin the mission. The mission, eh? It's been a long time since I've spent time with Sayori like this, but in the end, she hasn't changed one bit. She's nothing but a ball of sunshine, drawing happy vibes from the world around her. It's a pretty nostalgic feeling for me. As the years went by, I began to hole myself up in my room more and more. So going on an adventure with Sayori brings about a special sort of feeling I forgot I had in me. The two of us enter the classroom. Sayori heads straight for the closet, and I follow. Let's see what we have in here. Crayons! Sayori pulls out a box full of crayons on the shelf. They're the best brand, too. They're kind of dirty, though. Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box and reading the color names. Alright, that's one down. Don't get distracted, we still need to find... Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color. Fine. Then at least move aside so I can look for the poster paper. I dropped one by accident. Smack! Yeah! Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. Oh! She falls to the floor and crayons spill all over her lap. Ow, ow, ow! You okay? My forehead! Sayori clutches her forehead. Jeez, Sayori. That's just like you, isn't it? Come on, let me see. Since Sayori is sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist and pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hands, Sayori. But it hurts. Just do it for a second. Of course it's this fucking pose. Sayori slowly releases her hand from her forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side. Ow! Sorry. There's a huge red mark in the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well. Man, that's gonna swell up. I should find you some ice. Rickety. Where would I even find ice around this time? I guess a cold drink would do. You don't have to. I'm fine with looking like a unicorn. Even wincing from the pain, Sayori makes a silly joke. What are you saying? I'll be right back, okay? Okay. I pat Sayori on the shoulder and run out into the hallway. I locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? It doesn't really matter since it will be used as an ice pack rather than to drink. I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I purchased that one. In just a moment, I'm already returning to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and is using the other to clumsily scoop the crayons back into the box. At least they were already in the wrong spots before I spilled them. Sayori, here. I hand Sayori the bottle of apple juice. It's nice and cold. Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, you idiot. Ah, sorry, I forgot. Ah. How hard did you hit your head? Sayori places the bottle against the bump on her head. It stings. Just bear with it. It'll feel better soon. It looks like you've cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good. Hey. This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it? What do you mean? You know how we used to play outside all the time? I would always try to keep up with you? You were kind of oblivious in some ways. Like, I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things that you did. But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would get myself hurt. I'd fall and like scrape myself or get a bump. And I would start crying really hard. And you would rush over as quick as you could. And you would try really hard to get me to stop crying. It was almost like you blamed yourself and you were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out. Even though it wasn't really your fault at all, you know? Did I really do that? Yeah, you don't remember? Come to think of it, maybe I do remember it a bit. I guess I was always so focused on my games, I didn't pay enough attention to you. So, in a way, it was my fault. Kinda like this time, too. If I wasn't rushing you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hit your head. Rickety. I don't think you realize it, but you're always thinking about other people. Even after all these years, you're rushing to help me, even though I'm just being clumsy. You're really a sweetheart. Don't call me that. I don't really do this kind of thing all the time. I guess when it comes to you, it just feels natural. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. I guess that's what happens when you've been friends for so long. Aww. Really? maybe you're right. I'm so glad that nothing's changed between us. Do you think it'll be like this forever? Forever? If I'm honest to myself, there's no telling where we'll each end up for college or after that, so it wouldn't be fair to me to make any promises. But, well, I hope so. It's been this long already, right? I can't imagine you ever changing, so my hopes are up. I'm so happy! Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. She's so silly and clumsy on the outside that when I see her deep in thought like this, it makes me not want to disturb her. I guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monika, you know? Good luck with that. She's gonna see your forehead either way. Not if I hide it under my bangs. Sayori hops to her feet. Aha! She clutches her forehead again. Don't stand up so fast after hurting yourself. Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's go. I follow Sayori out of the classroom. Sayori plays with her bangs and tries to hide the bump, but without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the club room. Ah, you're back! Good timing, I was just about ready to start sharing with our poems. Sayori, your forehead. She's fine, don't worry about it. I was playing with the crayons and smacked my forehead into the shelf. Well, anyway. Were you able to find everything we needed? I have it right. Sayori frantically glances around herself. I forgot all the stuff! Calm down, Sayori. I have it right here. I found the poster paper, too. Aha! Sounds like you ended up doing all the work. Well, Sayori... I failed to come up with an excuse for Sayori. I made it an adventure! Yeah, that. Okay. In any case, good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight. Me too! Okay, everyone. Are you ready to share your poems? I guess I should grab mine. After making sure the crayon box is closed tightly, I return to my seat. Who should I show my poem to first? Let's go to Yuri. Let's see what you've written today. Well done. Your skills are already improving. Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot. It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings, and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see in your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I see. That's certainly an interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have, well, an example of that, if you'd like to read it. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. Oh, this one's a long one. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I am merely projecting my emotions on the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon is taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement, a rush of blood. A classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feel myself again. It's a bit weird. But the bread is her curiosity and the raccoon an urge. Very enticing, Yuri. I was a little bit more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sort of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So sometimes I enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing. And people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that? Well, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad you're a good listener. Alright, who's next? Let's go to Sayori. She's probably recovered a little bit. Rickety, I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me. I'm not hiding anything. But your poems are so good. Yesterday's and this one too? You can't tell me you haven't done this before. I mean, you're really the only one who feels that way, so... No way! Not even Natsuki? Well, I guess Natsuki is the least likely to admit how she feels when she likes something. But I don't think it's that. What do you mean? Well, I guess I'll be honest about it. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you. Oh, look at us being forward. What? Stop thinking weird things, you idiot. I just mean that you're a really expressive person, I guess. How am I supposed to write poems about my own stupid life? But you somehow make everything in your life an adventure. Even the little things. Like cooking! Let's not talk about that. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that I can feel more feelings through you than I can through myself. We have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting in my business all the time. I don't know if I understand. You never understand when I try to explain things to you, do you, Sayori? I pat Sayori's head. I hate it! Hey! I'm not a kid, you know. Are you sure about that? Maybe. Sayori starts fiddling with her pencil between her hands. Hey, will you give me your poem? I kind of want to keep it. Why? Because. Well, it's the first time you've written something for me. Sayori, you completely misunderstood. I didn't write this for you. Are you even listening anymore? Whatever. I'll give it to you when we go home. Really? Snap. I broke my pencil! Sayori hastily bends down to pick up the pieces she dropped. But being inattentive of her surroundings, she bumps right into me. Sorry! It's fine, it's fine. I'll get it for you. I bend down and pick up the broken pencil. Sayori clutches the desk beside her to support herself, knees shaking. I'm a little clumsy today. Let's sit down, Sayori. Yeah. I grab Sayori's arm and help her sit at the desk. Anyway, I still haven't read your poem. Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. But it's not as good as yours. Jeez, don't worry. I'm sure I'll like it. Ooh, it's a long one today. A very long one. Bottles. I pop off my scalp. I pop off my scalp like a lid of a cookie jar. It's a secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends, each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. Sayori, are you okay? Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monika taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Bruh. Creepy? Well, not exactly. It's maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it, really. The point is, it came out good, and you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing is the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Who next? Let's go to Natsuki. We always save Monika for last. Well, it's not really worse than your last one. But I can't really say it's any better either. Whew. Huh? Phew, what? Anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment. That's what she is thinking? Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday. That's, something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. You think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be in the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. Hit the nail on the head, Natsuki. At least someone is honest, because we're a fucking asshole. Oh. That was a little unnecessary. It was super necessary. We give her shit for being the most sassy, but at least she's honest, and she's putting us in our place, and we deserve it. But I think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she would probably fly away just like letting go of a balloon. You could say we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem? Here. Everyone did long ones today. Alright. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time, I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. Amy likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anymore. It's gross. She's gross. And the world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. I feel like Amy would be really sad to read this poem. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think it was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. And it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks that doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid of if people find out and they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. That's funny. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything. Natsuki has trouble finding words. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff. I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna go write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it. Ooh, we got one left, Monika! Hello, darling. Hi again, Rickety. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going to be bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monika. Alright. It's pretty good. It makes me think of Sayori, like the other one you wrote. You two are like the dynamic duo. That's kind of exaggerating it. Yeah, probably. But you do spend a lot of time with her even in this club, don't you? Then again, I don't blame you for being a little shy. I'm not shy, it's just... I'm just teasing. I know it takes a bit of time to make friends with everyone. But Yuri and Natsuki are super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them their share of time. And you can talk to me every now and then, too. I'm not, like, unapproachable or anything, am I? No, nothing like that. I'm still just getting used to being here, that's all. Yeah. I'm sorry if I was putting pressure on you or something. I didn't really mean it like that. Don't worry. I get what you're saying. Well, alright. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. Oh. Save me and load me. If you know, you know. If you don't know. Interesting. Huh. It's even more abstract than your last one. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I didn't say that. It's just kind of a thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. I definitely agree. Formatting does a lot. I used to do that when I used to write like poetry and more literature, like spacing the words or shaping the words into different like pictures or spaces. Super into it. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of a poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind. Or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone! We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry. I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monika? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monika? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a whole group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never, in my life, do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys! No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kinda overlooked that. So, I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start an event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll all be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun! That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monika have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but... It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright! Whew. Thank you, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone's expectant faces. Oh, it's peer pressure. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice. That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously gonna be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monika! This is too sudden! Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now, let's see. Monika flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. Then she stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monika begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monika. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monika finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monika takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monika! Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri! It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts to read the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she so suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes into her seat. Yuri, that was really good! Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay, I guess I'm next then. Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled. Sayori, it's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting it to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. This poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone than I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori! Even Rickety liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well within that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. Well, next time, I'm gonna make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have that much time before the festival, you know? Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Huh. Don't make me go before Rickety. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Rickety lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Natsuki! It's fine, it's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote today. I stand up in front of everyone, in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put that energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... It's called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting. Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's a little unenthused, her poem has a rhyme and rhythm to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want to for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez, I should probably find some other poem to recite instead then. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know that the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, and I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait! I can do this. I can do this. Alright, I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monika, but I'll do my best to get through it. And if it's for the sake of the club and impressing Monika, then I'll do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two, always going to home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I even supposed to respond to that? It's okay, you don't have to say it. Whatever, let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have changed already. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori? Sorry, I was spacing out. Ah, no wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... Sayori fumbles with her words. So let's just say that one day Yuri asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. I would walk home with you! Or I would walk home with Yuri. I would still walk home with you, baby! Sayori, you really think I would ditch you for Yuri? But she's so beautiful and smart. Not as beautiful and smart as you, baby. I already see her in the club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you. You're so silly. You think about me too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it if she wanted it, so... Sayori, I've already made up my mind. I really can't figure you out sometimes. Sorry. Besides, what's the point in speculating about something that's never gonna happen? The conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care so much about. I want to respect her and keep her happy, though, too. And again, the festival's only a few days away. And who knows what will happen in that time. Who knows? Alright, I think this is probably a good place to leave it. This game was always a lot longer than I think it is. I always just think about like poems and then shit hits the fan, you know what I mean? So let's leave it here for now. Things are still cheery and happy and bubbly and grossly very dating sim. Just not my cup of tea, but y'all know what's coming. So let's leave it here for now, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Doki Doki Literature Club, which will be right over here. We'll split it into 2 this time, have a little fun time about, and get ready. Hold on for the next one, because this was a taste of the girls, but things are gonna get a little darker.